Hi, I'm Shane.
I'm Kelsey.
And that's Dixie. And we're Love Hub for Life.
We've been on the road for a little over 2 years now, and during that time, we've completely immersed ourselves in the nomadic community. And we've been asking all of our friends your questions. This week, we are asking everyone what they wish they knew before hitting the road. I hope this helps all of you, and stay tuned until the end for our answers.
What do I wish I knew before hitting the road? California gas prices. That'd be the hard one.
Before hitting the road.
Before hitting the road, I wish I knew that everything I did was going to have to be redone again, and just accept that and know that it's going to be a constant ebb and flow and change, and everything that you envisioned, you're probably going to have to change and rebuild it again, and that's okay, because every time you do it, it gets closer and closer to being more usable and more personal for you. So at first I thought I knew exactly how I wanted everything, and I realized that through the process that sometimes it was unrealistic, other times I did it and realized it just didn't work, it wasn't functional, or I just had to redo them again. So being open to that and knowing that you may have to make a lot of changes on the way, that's okay.
I guess just that you might, as a couple, you might need to figure out how to give each other space in such a small space, like she was already talking about. But I'd say that was something that, like, it would have probably been helped if would have helped if I'd been more mindful about that from the beginning, because I don't think you necessarily think about that when you're like, all right, we're gonna go live in a bus or go live in a van and travel and this is gonna be awesome. But yeah, it's always good to, you know, have a little space for yourself, even from the person that you love most.
Love me. Oh yeah, that app I talked about, iOverlander. Found that when we were on the road. That was recommended. Probably the best app to have as a nomad. It is really wonderful. It has this beautiful map laid out, or a list layout of where to find free or wild campsites, where to fill your propane, where to fill water, virtually anything that you need as a nomad. It, you know, has this awesome layout of where to find things. So if you're thinking about this lifestyle, or even if you like traveling and camping, iOverlander is a great app for that.
I think, well, I had prepared myself before I hit the road full time. I lived in my van for quite a while with an address to fall back on, so I'd already found all the little things that were, you know, that are annoying for everybody that just hits the road and spends the first 2 months realizing, like, oh, you know, I need to carry more water than I thought, or I need to remember that that I can't get further than this far from a gas station without making sure that I've got everything I need. Because, I mean, for me, I know exactly how far I can go on a tank of gas. And a lot of people don't realize that until they're out on the road for a while. People don't realize that, you know, sometimes it's nasty to go out and shit in a hole when it's raining. But I was a camper, so I was used to that stuff. I don't know.
How important solar was and how to install it.
I feel like we were pretty prepared.
Yeah, we tried to do a ton of research and tried to be as prepared as possible. We knew we wanted a shower, and we needed an income, and we needed to be prepared, like have some money saved up in case we have mechanical problems, and which happened. Our brakes started squeaking, and thankfully Paul watched YouTube videos and learned how to change the rotors and the calipers and the brake pads. So yeah, it's important to have a little extra cash in case something happens when you're on the road. So really, we just tried to be prepared by just watching other people who are already doing it.
Before hitting the road, I wish I knew how amazing these experiences would be. When I hit the road, I didn't really think the experiences that I have had so far would be such a large impact on my life. I feel like if I would have prepared myself a little better, I could have, I don't know.
Oh, I'm one. I wish that I had known that it wasn't as scary as people make it out to be, because I definitely had a lot of anxiety going into it, but I feel like it's just, there's no point in having that anxiety, because now it's like the easiest, most enjoyable way to live.
Yeah. I guess mine goes back to the other question of like knowing how much open land there is and how like amazing the community is. Because like when you're just starting off, it definitely feels scary and kind of secluded, but like I definitely feel like I have more of a community on the road than I did living in a town.
I wish I knew where to camp, where to find water, where to get rid of trash, and that it doesn't have to be lonely all the time, and there's actually a community out here doing what I'm doing, and you just run into them on the road.
I wish I knew more about dispersed camping. I wish I knew to have a savings for catastrophic failures in the automotive department. And I wish that I knew that the world was like not as scary as you think when you get out on the road, that a lot of people are actually willing to help when you need it.
So we were talking about this, and I mean, we were very lucky that our hit the road full time was after 2 years of summer travel. So what we knew before then was like, I mean, our biggest problem was that we didn't understand how important it was to have redundancies in how you charge your vehicle. So, I mean, like our first van, we used to plug into the cigarette lighter while we were driving. Didn't work. Our fridge was a bread box. Second van, the one we built, we had solar and alternator, which was great. But every so often we'd have to run an extension cord through the front cab window. Not cool. So now we have an inverter charger. So, you know, it's all about living minimal, but have redundancies for the important stuff. That's something we definitely wish we knew.
Yeah, if you can have alternator, charging, solar, and when you're plugged in, then you'll always be good.
Yes.
I wish I knew about this lifestyle a long time ago. This lifestyle is so awesome, and it's like, you know, I can't get enough of it. I love it so much. I'm very, very passionate about this lifestyle. So I wish I would have known about it a long time ago.
There's really nothing that I wish I would have known. Everything's been pretty easy. Like, if you keep an open mind and you stay fluid with it and you're not very rigid stuff, and you don't let major things be major issues and you just work through them, it doesn't really get that difficult for me.
I started hitting the road as a teenager. Sometimes out of necessity for being somewhere else to be safe. And sometimes out of desire to just go see something or be somewhere else. So I've lived in cars and trucks and barns and RVs and huts and tents. That's a hard one for me. There are all kinds of things to know. I've just put my way of doing things together over a very long period of time. I think if anybody was wanting to do this and wanting to know what they should know before they do this, I think I would invite them to really know themselves, really dig deep personally. Are they really gonna like this? Is this really, if this is a choice for them, that's fine. Try it out. If this is not a choice for you, you need to start talking to folks to find out how to do it, to make it as easy on yourself as possible so that you are not completely miserable. I meet all kinds of folks on the road. I have for a long time met people from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, And the people that have it the hardest are the people who are not finding someone to talk to. And that could be hard. You're on the road for who knows what reason, and it can be scary at times. You still have to find somebody to connect with to help you along the way. We're not designed to be all by ourselves. We have been designed to rely on one another, to be in communion with each other. You can't get from here to there without at least one other person along the way. Even if it's just someone that can say, hi, how you doing today? You know, you do need others. So maybe that is what I'd say is I would say it would be nice, and would have been nice even back then, to know that there were other people out there that I could talk to, and to come upon other people that I can talk to. And now that's easier more than ever before. There are so many people on the road now.
So much. When you hit the road, depending on where you go. Now, see, for me, I came from the East Coast to the West Coast. Technically West Coast. For me, it was everything's done differently. On the East, we don't have BLM. We don't have anywhere like what we're out here, and we have just what we can see is about 15, 20 vehicles, homes on wheels, that there's no place to do that on the East Coast.
So you wish you would have known about
I'm
BLM.
sorry, I forgot what the question was. Yeah, so I wish I would have known the different availability, the rules. I've gotten, luckily, Shane helped me with an app that shows me what land I can stay on. And it's not private land, it's public land. Yeah, so just a lot of rules. There's a lot of different rules. It's a totally different lifestyle, totally availability is different on where you can go and where you can stay the night. Wow, that one's a hard one. That's a hard one.
Well, guys, that was a whole lot of really, really great answers. I think for me, it's that the idea of van life and this entire nomadic community actually existed. We did not do our research at all before hitting the road, and we actually thought that we were out here doing something weird until we found all of these other people who are either weird too or or just really awesome. What about you, babe?
I am gonna go with something similar. The sheer amount of people, honestly, just how big the nomadic community is and how many people actually live out on the road. It's not an uncommon thing, and it's certainly not as uncommon as we thought it was. So I'm kind of with Kelsey on that one. Who would have thought all you people are out there? I'm happy to be meeting each and every one of them, though.
That's right, guys. We are in the desert again and plan to spend a whole lot of time meeting as many nomads as we can and asking as many of them as we can your questions. If you have any questions that you want us to add to the list, please let us know in the comments below. Now, guys, we want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have followed us along so far and who have watched this video. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up.
If you're looking for a different and even a more in-depth view of our lives, check out our other social media like Facebook and Instagram. You can also direct message us on there or at lovehutforlife@gmail.com. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.